Let's get right into it. Top 7 most notorious pirates in history. Number 7, the gentleman pirate's midlife crisis. You know that guy who hits 40, buys a sports car he can't drive, and starts wearing leather jackets? That was Stede Bonnet, but instead of a Corvette, he bought a pirate ship. Bonnet was a wealthy landowner from Barbados who literally just got bored of his wife and comfortable life. He decided to turn to piracy strictly for the adventure, despite having zero nautical experience. Unlike every other pirate who stole their ships, Bonnet actually used his own money to have his ship, the Revenge, custom built. He even paid his crew actual wages instead of the standard "you eat what you kill" loot sharing model. It was basically the first corporate startup in the history of piracy. Imagine a CEO trying to run a gang of cutthroats like an HR department. It was as awkward as it sounds. Eventually, reality hit him hard. After getting injured and outgunned, he fled to the Bahamas and accidentally teamed up with Blackbeard. It didn't end well. Bonnet tried to accept a pardon, went back to piracy under a fake name because he wasn't very bright, and was eventually captured. He was hanged and gibbeted, and to this day, nobody knows where he's buried. Moral of the story: stick to the sports car. Number 6. Captain Kidd's mooning incident. William Kidd is a household name, but here's the kicker: he didn't even want to be a pirate. He started as a privateer hired by England to hunt pirates, but Kidd was, to put it mildly, a PR disaster. His transition to the dark side started when he felt disrespected by a Navy yacht. Instead of saluting them like a normal officer, he had his crew turn around and smack their butt cheeks at the Navy vessel. Because of that little full moon display, the Navy spitefully drafted most of his best crew members, leaving him with a ragtag group of criminals. Kidd became a nightmare boss, once killing a crew member just by dropping a steel bucket on the guy's head. Talk about workplace hazards. His career imploded when he captured the Quetta Merchant, a massive Indian ship. Here's the problem: the ship had paid England for safe passage. By attacking it, Kidd accidentally declared war on his own employers. He was dragged back to London and sentenced to hang. And just to show you how bad his luck was, the first rope snapped when they tried to hang him. He fell to the ground, dazed, only for them to string him up again immediately after. A double hanging for a guy who just wanted to smack his cheeks at the Navy. Number 5. Charles Vane's cowardly exit. If there was an award for least likely to win Employee of the Month, Charles Vane would retire the trophy. Vane was famous for being absolutely ruthless, routinely torturing captured sailors just for the fun of it. He was the kind of guy who would accept a pardon from the king, say "thanks," and then immediately go back to robbing ships the next afternoon. He had zero moral compass. But here is the ironic twist: the guy known for violence got fired for being a coward. During a confrontation with a French naval ship, Vane decided the odds weren't in his favor and ordered a retreat. His crew, who were apparently hoping for a fight, were so disgusted by his lack of spine that they staged a mutiny. They didn't just kill him though, they humiliated him. They kicked him off his own ship and replaced him with his quartermaster. Vane ended up shipwrecked on a deserted island, surviving like a castaway until a ship finally passed by. In a twist of fate, the captain of the rescue ship recognized Vane, slapped him in irons, and took him to Jamaica. He was found guilty and hanged. It's a tough break when your own getaway driver kicks you out of the car. Number 4. The corporate grind of Black Bart. When people think of the most successful pirate, they usually guess Blackbeard. But if we're talking strictly numbers, the crown goes to Bartholomew Roberts, also known as Black Bart. This Welsh pirate was the Amazon.com of piracy. Between 1719 and 1722, he captured over 400 ships. That is an insane level of productivity. He basically treated piracy like a high-volume logistics business. Bart wasn't a party animal though. He was a strict, tea-drinking disciplinarian who enforced a rigid pirate code on his ship. No gambling, lights out at 8 p.m, and keep your weapons clean. He was basically the strict stepdad of the high seas. He also popularized the terrifying skull and bones flag to intimidate victims into surrendering without a fight, which was just smart branding. His end came abruptly during a battle with a British warship. A grape shot struck him directly in the throat. Game over. But his crew were so loyal to his specific instructions that, even while being attacked, they stopped fighting to honor his final wish. They wrapped his body in a sail, weighed it down, and tossed him overboard so the Navy couldn't display his body. He stayed a mystery to the end. Number 3. The nightmare fuel of Edward Lowe. Okay, things are about to get dark. If the other pirates on this list were criminals, Edward Ned Lowe was a straight-up horror movie villain. He didn't just steal cargo, he enjoyed inflicting pain. He was a sadistic cheat who would fly false flags to trick friendly ships into getting close before ambushing them. Once he had you, it was game over. His resume of cruelty is nauseating. We're talking about a guy who once set a French cook on fire because he thought it was funny. In another instance, he burned sailors' hands with lit matches just to hear them scream. And, in a story that I really hope is an exaggeration but probably isn't, he once forced a captured captain to eat his own cooked lips. Yeah, you heard me. He terrorized the Atlantic for 3 years, capturing hundreds of vessels simply because everyone was too terrified to fight him. But unlike the others who were caught and hanged, Lowe just vanished. In 1723, he sailed into the open ocean and was never seen again. Did his crew finally snap and toss him overboard? Did he retire to a private island? Nobody knows, which makes him even creepier. Number 2. The Ocean's 11 Heist of Long Ben. Henry Every, known as Long Ben or the King of Pirates, is the guy every other pirate wanted to be. Why? Because he actually got away with it. In 1695, Every pulled off the single most lucrative raid in pirate history. He assembled a massive combined fleet and attacked the Ganges Sawai, a treasure ship belonging to the Grand Mogul of India. The loot from that one raid is estimated to be worth around $143 million in today's money. It was such a massive theft that it triggered the world's first global manhunt. The English government and the East India Company were tearing the world apart looking for him. But Every was smart. After the raid, he didn't stick around to brag. He split the loot with his crew and they all scattered to the winds. Some were caught and interrogated, but Every, he vanished. He changed his name, slipped into obscurity, and likely lived out the rest of his days as a rich, anonymous guy. He pulled off the ultimate dine and dash on a global scale. Number 1, Blackbeard's smoke machine. You knew he had to be number 1. Edward Teach, better known as Blackbeard, understood something modern influencers know well. Image is everything. Blackbeard wasn't just a pirate, he was a brand. He was a massive, intimidating figure who knew how to scare people into submission so he wouldn't have to actually fight them. Before a battle, he would weave slow-burning fuses made of hemp into his beard and hair and light them. This meant that when he stepped onto your ship, he was literally surrounded by a cloud of black smoke, looking like a demon straight out of hell. He captured a French slave ship, renamed it Queen Anne's Revenge, and slapped 40 guns on it. He even held the entire city of Charleston, South Carolina, hostage just to get a chest of medicine. His death was as dramatic as his life. After accepting a pardon and breaking it, obviously, the Royal Navy ambushed him. It took 5 gunshots and 25 stab wounds to finally take him down. The Navy cut off his head and mounted it on the bowsprit of their ship as a warning. A gruesome end. But let's be honest, Blackbeard probably would have appreciated the theatricality of it.